James, and we're in the Northwestern newsroom, and we're talking Fort William First Nation politics. And I'm here with Kateri Banning Skaarup, and she's running for council.
Yes. Hi, James. Thank you for having me today.
You've got 67 people you're running with for a seat on the band council. What are the issues that you bring in your platform?
Okay, so my job, I am co-owner and chief operations officer of Skaarup Construction. So what we do in town is we build houses. With my job, I go through permit processes, building codes, all that stuff. So I am very familiar with construction, the budgeting, housing, and economic development. Therefore, those would be my platforms that I'm choosing to run on. I know that we are trying to grow our economic, our revenue streams coming into Fort William First Nations. I know that we have a major housing issue, and we also have a 20-unit subdivision that's coming online this term. We're looking at potential builds like the Elders Retirement Residence and a commercial complex build. I believe with my experience and my skill set, this is the perfect time for me to be sitting at that table.
So bringing the skills that you have into the mix at council.
Exactly. There's going to be a lot of discussions regarding the housing and regarding the construction that will be taking place during the next 2 years. And I just believe that somebody with the knowledge base that I have would be an asset to be sitting there during those discussions and to ensure that our community is dealt with fairly and given the right pricing structures on things, and just basically that we get the most bang for our buck and the best houses for our community members.
There's been a lot of activity. You get out on the Fort William First Nation, and I know a lot of people in Thunder Bay probably hit Mission Road because the bridge is still out, and they see some road construction and they see some stuff going on, but a lot of people don't get through the community. And there's a lot of things going on in the community. There's a lot of issues with youth and with women and with education and with everything. And the economic development is at the core to moving the community forward.
Development, period, is at the core. Our youth and our women, the women are the ones that take care of the youth usually. We're also the most neglected as far as our emotional and our mental health. And a lot of times, a struggling family, really, if the mom is empowered a little bit more, it provides a better life for the children and the husband, if there is one. In my spare time, I do a lot of fundraising and I do a lot of family event planning, actually. I'm coordinator for Thunder Bay Strongest Man. I've worked with the Ontario Strongest Man organization, the Motors and Muscles. We raise money for Camp Quality, Our Kids Count, Thunder Bay Boys and Girls Club. So I see the issues that affect our youth, and I see what they respond to and how to engage them. And at our events, usually when I do a Strong Kid event, I have 40 to 50 children that participate, and they listen very well and they follow directions. I just believe putting more energy into empowering our women and just providing positive resources for our youth to access over hanging out and causing poop.
We find that at Net News Ledger when we're live streaming. If we turn around, we'll have a kid helping out on the camera. We'll have a kid coming in and going, I want to learn how to do this. At the Lunsa Powwow at Lakehead University, we had a young man come to us and wanted to know how to take pictures. And when he learned how to take pictures, he said to me, you know what I'm doing? And I said, well, what are you doing? And he said, I'm working my way into a job. The future is with the youth.
See, and that's the best attitude to have. The high schools have implemented the 40 hours of community service or volunteer hours that you need to get for your high school diploma. It's a necessity, really. It's necessary to give back to your community. You can't always take. So that's something else that I like to promote is giving back in the community involvement. And just because you're not getting paid for something or just because you're not getting any rewards at that moment doesn't mean something isn't coming in your future or some good opportunity will come of it. So really, as far as my platform goes and what I see going on in the community, we really just need a positive light. And we need an unbiased approach, and we need a knowledgeable approach when it comes to all of the major development projects that are going to be happening in the next 2 years.
So for people on the First Nation who may not know you, which might be surprising, but tell them a little bit about yourself.
Okay, like I said, I am co-owner and chief operations officer of Skaarup Construction. We started that in 2005, and we've grown it from a small renovation company to a multi-million-dollar home building operation under my management and my husband's management. We also, in our spare time, 2011, we started Thunder Bay's Strongest Man in support of Camp Quality, where we get Thunder Bay's Strongest Men to come out and compete, our kids, our women, and we raise money for the children that access and use Camp Quality every year. I also MC Motors and Muscles annually, which we raise money for our kids count, and I've emceed Ontario's Strongest Man, Fort Francis's Strongest Man. I like to talk a lot. That's one thing. I am a talker. And in my spare time, I hang out with my children. I have 2 kids. I have a 12-year-old girl and a 7-year-old boy, so they take up a lot of time. And I am a part of SHIFT. I am the social planning director for SHIFT Thunder Bay Young Professionals Network. And my role with that includes putting on the events, networking, socializing. We do mentorship series, we do business crawls, we promote business in and around Thunder Bay, and we promote our professionals, and we try to recruit professionals and keep them here in the city to help us grow the city. So I don't have very much spare time.
Well, there's always time to sleep, 2-3 hours a night, right?
I get about 4 or 5.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, James.